Mangroves are incredibly beautiful, and I think that they don't get enough credit for what they do to protect us. They really provide a huge amount of storm protection benefit, bird habitats. They provide homes for invertebrates, for fish species. Actually, 80% of commercially and recreationally important fish species in Florida are born in mangrove ecosystems because their roots provide safe haven for those young fish until they're big enough to go out into the marine ecosystem. Right here we have a new young red mangrove. This has just recently rooted in. You're going to look at a couple of years before you have a mangrove that's about this tall with multiple branching prop roots. They grow fairly quickly compared to the other two varieties. Black mangroves and white mangroves grow a little bit slower, and that's mainly due to the fact that red mangroves, since they are that first colonizer, they kind of need to spread out rather quickly in order to make sure that they don't get washed away during some kind of a storm event or a high tide, something like that. What you see right here is a red mangrove prop root. You can see the kind of reddish color. This is from a much larger tree, and it has reached out in a few places and it splits and then roots into the substrate here, the soil. Used to be prized for smoking fish by the native populations that live near them because it's incredibly dense. This is a white mangrove, and white mangroves can be easily identified by these two little nectaries or glands that they have at the base of the leaf. So they're going to be a very round leaf. They're going to be very succulent, very firm, kind of thick feeling. Okay. This is a black mangrove, and one of the reasons it gets its name is for its very dark bark. You can also see when you look closely at the bark that it has lots of furrows in it. The other mangrove species are not as furrowed and dark as the black mangrove is. This is the time of year when a lot of our black mangroves are in bloom, so this is May through July. You'll see a lot of blooming in our black mangroves. The honeybees love them. Mangrove honey is really delicious. Homeowners have what's called a riparian right to view, which means that when they buy a coastal property, they have the ability to create a view shed for themselves so that they can see the water that they're living on. Now, this riparian right to view comes with some rules, but you are allowed to see your water, and there are lots of different ways that you can trim and maintain your mangrove shoreline in order to get that view. We're more than happy to talk to you, figure out what you have going on, maybe look at some pictures or come out and tell you if indeed it is an exemption. Contact us. You can call 861-5000 and they'll send you over to the Environmental Protection Division, and we'll have a lot of local knowledge that we can impart to the permitting process.